Telemachus placed his father to advantage just at the door-sill of the pillared hall, setting a stool there and a sawed-off table, gave him a share of tripes, poured out his wine in a golden cup, and said, "Stay here, sit down to drink with our young friends. I stand between you and any cutting word or cuffing hand from any suitor. Here is no public house, but the old home of Odysseus, my inheritance. Hold your tongues then, gentlemen, and your blows, and let no wrangling start, no scuffle either." The others, disconcerted, bit their lips at the ring in the young man's voice. Antinous, Eupeithes' son, turned round to them and said, "It goes against the grain, my lords, but still I say we take this hectoring by Telemachus. You know Zeus balked at it, or else we might have shut his mouth a long time past, the silvery speaker." But Telemachus paid no heed to what Antinous said. Now public heralds wound through Ithaca, leading a file of beasts for sacrifice, and islanders gathered under the shade trees of Apollo in the precinct of the Archer, while in hall the suitors roasted mutton and fat beef on skewers, pulling off the fragrant cuts, and those who did the roasting served Odysseus a portion equal to their own, for so Telemachus commanded. But Athena had no desire now to let the suitors restrain themselves from wounding words and acts. Laertes' son again must be offended. There was a scapegrace fellow in the crowd named Ctesippus, a Samian, rich beyond all measure, arrogant with riches, early and late a bidder for Odysseus' queen. Now this one called attention to himself. "Hear me, my lords, I have a thing to say. Our friend has had his fair share from the start, and that's polite. It would be most improper if we were cold to guests of Telemachus, no matter what tramp turns up. Well then, look here, let me throw in my own small contribution. He must have prizes to confer, himself, on some brave bathman, or another slave here in Odysseus' house." His hand went backward, and fishing out a cow's foot from the basket, he let it fly. Odysseus rolled his head to one side softly, ducking the blow, and smiled a crooked smile with teeth clenched. On the wall the cow's foot struck and fell. Telemachus blazed up. "Ctesippus, lucky for you by heaven not to have hit him. He took care of himself, else you'd have had my lance head in your belly. No marriage, but a grave instead on Ithaca for your father's pains. You others, let me see no more contemptible conduct in my house. I've been awake to it for a long time. By now I know what is honorable and what is not. Before I was a child, I can endure it while sheep are slaughtered, wine drunk up, and bread. Can one man check the greed of 100 men? But I will suffer no more viciousness. Granted, you mean at last to cut me down. I welcome that. Better to die than have humiliation always before my eyes, the stranger buffeted, and the serving women dragged about, abused in a noble house."